If you've been watching some of my other videos, you know that I've been working a lot with pallets lately. Over the last probably close to 5 years, I've been building custom cabinets and custom furniture, and I've been reclaiming a lot of pallets. And I found a great source locally here where I can get some really nice hardwood pallets. The pile to my left here is almost exclusively maple. And has come from the last couple of batches that I was able to get. And as a matter of fact, I've still got 10 pallets in the back of my truck. So in the process of taking the pallets apart, I've been using my reciprocating saw to go through and slice the nails between the slats on the top and bottom and the stringers. And so in doing so, you end up leaving all of these cut off nails inside the stringer, and for that reason alone, these really don't do much for me anymore because it's so hard to get those nails out. And for a while I was just taking them to the landfill. They grind all the pallets up, use it for mulch and for compost, and I kind of felt bad about just throwing them away. On one hand, I'm reusing most of the pallet, but the other hand, I still had stuff going to the landfill. And so recently I found a couple different places, some friends of mine, some family, that wanted these pieces to use for firewood. And they worked great in the bonfire, and they work great in wood-burning stoves to heat houses. So you got to go back through, clean up the nails when you're cleaning up the ash, but at least it's being repurposed and providing enjoyment and heat for some of my family and friends. Once I get these all taken apart, I'm still left with the nails in the slats. Now, there's nothing on the back. You can see where they've been cut off. But taking those nails out in the past has been a total pain. Literally, I've had blisters from working. And so when I started doing it, I was using just my nail set and my hammer, and I would set my boards up on the sawhorse, line up the back or the bottom between the slat and the stringer where the nail had been cut, leaving the heads of the nail on the other side there. And using just my hammer and a punch, been going through and popping those nails out. And by doing that, what I'm hoping to do is push those nail heads out far enough that when I flip it over, I can then just grab the nail head with the claw of my hammer and pop them out. And now this board is nail free, which only leaves like 100 more. It works pretty slick, but after a few boards, or in this case a few hundred boards, running this into the pallet wood and then flipping it over, it was time consuming, but also just the process of wiggling this thing in and out, getting it free, it was causing blisters, and it was very, very time consuming. So I was looking for something else that would maybe speed up that process. And in doing so, I stumbled across this on Amazon. It's called an air locker. Basically, it's a nail gun without nails. It has a piston here that drives down, similar to what I was just doing with that nail set, only now it's connected to my air compressor, and it really speeds up the process. I bought this thing on Amazon. I think I paid probably close to about 40, 50 bucks for it. But it really, really speeds up that process. These pallets being hardwood, the nails are in still pretty tight, so I've still had to flip it over and pull out with the hammer versus driving them completely out and having them flying all over my shop. But it does speed up that process quite a bit, and if you give me a second here to set up, I'll show you how this works also. It's just a great quick tool. I'm not sponsored by Airlock or anything. It's just something that I stumbled on and wondered why I hadn't been looking for this earlier. So give me just a second and I'll give you a demonstration on how this works. Alright, so compressor's all filled up and we're going to give this thing a shot. Got a couple of boards here. Again, it's not going to take out the nails completely, or at least that's been my example with these hardwood pallet slats, but it will speed up the process considerably. So the key is just to line that piston up with the nail. And you can see just by doing that, my nail heads are now sticking out, and I can go ahead with my hammer and pull out those nails. So it's considerably faster than using the punch. If you're set up with a compressor and you have a few bucks and you're planning to do a lot of pallet stuff, I feel like that's the easy way to go. That being said, for the last 4 years or so, I've been doing it the old-fashioned way with just my hammer and my punch. But I've got this stack to do. This stack is already done here, and I've got some pallets that still need to be disassembled in the back of my truck. But with a bunch of big projects coming up and a lot of pallet wood projects in the works, now's the time to get after it and get going. So I'll put a link to the air locker in the description. Take a look, check it out. There's other varieties on Amazon. This was just the cheap one that I found and wanted to give it a shot, see if it was worth it, and I'm loving it. So good luck with your pallet projects, and thanks for watching.